A new movie headed to theaters, spilling over with fire and brimstone, taking a direct aim at the Mormon Church. Hollywood. Could it be treating religious differences differently? And is Hollywood afraid of Muslims? That's just ahead.
Valley of the Utah Territory.
A new movie out next week causing quite a stir. Bottom line here, September Dawn doesn't paint Mormons in what you call a good light. Mike Galanos continuing to tackle the subjects for us that some of us might be afraid to. A lot of times these are things that deal with faith and values, and this one definitely fits the bill.
And this one boomeranging back to Hollywood, and can they handle people of faith, issues of faith? Let me give you a little background here. Here's the movie. It's a film based on an actual event. Back in 1857, a Mormon-led militia massacred 120 men, women, and children. And let's look at the movie trailer. It really sets the tone for the flick.
Mormons, do your duty!
Jehovah created me to be your God on earth.
All right, there you go. Again, that sets the tone, as one film critic asked, though, off that. Why is Hollywood showing Mormons as terrorists from 150 years ago when there are no movies portraying radical Islamic terrorists of today? Radio talk show host Michael Medved, he posed that question. And a little bit earlier, I spoke with him as well as another film critic, Gerald Wright, and Rabia Ahmed with the Council on American Islamic Relations. Let's start with Michael Medved as he states his case.
I just think it's striking that the Hollywood community, which has done almost nothing to portray the very real imminent dangers of Islamo-Nazi extremism that claim new lives and new dead bodies every single day, that while Hollywood won't touch that, they will focus on a relatively obscure incident from 150 years ago regarding the Mormon Church, which today, in today's world, is good neighbors, solid people. Mormons are not strapping dynamite to their bodies and blowing themselves up to kill civilians anywhere.
Rabia Ahmed, let's get you in on this. What is your take? Is Hollywood fair or maybe too fair? Is your religion getting a pass because people don't want to offend, to pick up on Michael's point?
I don't think so. We're very far from the days where Muslims are actually shown as human beings, as family members with people who have emotions and values. We still see depictions of Muslims as terrorists, as barbaric, as oppressed. So I'm not quite sure what movies Michael Medved is watching, because there are many examples out there today. We do appreciate Hollywood's restraint in not jumping in the anti-Muslim bandwagon by taking cheap shots at Muslims, but there's still many negative stereotypical depictions of Muslims on the big screen.
Other than United 93, can you name a single movie about the contemporary world that highlights the dangers of Islamo-Nazi terrorism?
We have Sleeper Cell, which is a Showtime.
No, I'm not talking about TV shows, movies.
It's still a big screen. I'm not sure what the difference is. In fact...
No. Is there a single movie? I mean, we are fighting a war against terrorists who want to destroy the United States. Has there been a single film, feature film, that shows American counter-terror forces engaged in that war?
I'm sure there are many examples.
No.
No, I'm sure there are many examples. I mean, we have executive decision, we have rules of engagement, we have many examples.
Rules of engagement was prior to 9/11. It was 10 years ago.
Michael, Robbie, let me get Gerald in on this. Maybe we can get a third party in on this. What do you think, Joe? Do you think Hollywood's backing off in its portrayal of Islamic radical terrorists?
I don't think so. Well, to a degree it may have, because Hollywood does have a hand, and politics does have a hand on what Hollywood would show the public. That primarily, I believe, is the Big Brother effect on things. But in regards to this film itself, September Dawn, people tend to forget that this is a dramatization of the account of historical facts. You know, when he made this film, it's basically set with a background of a fictional Romeo and Juliet love story of a tragic event. The event is historical fact.
Right.
How one projects that out to the world, the media, that's up to the filmmaker. And I believe the filmmaker did his job thoroughly well. In regards to leaning one side or the other, I do not believe that he leaned on the side of being anti-Mormon.
Hey, Gerald, let me jump in here. You made the point with interpretation. Let me ask both of you. Let's start with you, Michael. How does Hollywood on the whole treat people of faith? Do they do a good job, or is it one bash after another. What's your take?
No, generally, I think that the point that our guest made about Muslim lives not being shown in their completeness is absolutely true. You don't see religious Muslims in a positive light, but you don't very rarely see religious Christians or religious Jews in a positive light either. The biggest blind spot for Hollywood is that blind spot that never pays attention to the fact that every single weekend, 5 times as many Americans attend religious services as go to the movies, that some 40% of Americans go to synagogue or church every single week. That's almost never portrayed in film unless it is portrayed in some kind of negative context, as is very much the case, and unequivocally the case in September Dawn. There isn't a single positive element of Mormonism that is shown for one split second in this movie.
We have a healthy relationship with Hollywood, and you know, while there are, like I said before, there still exist many stereotypes about Muslims, we do like to work with them to address our concerns, and we encourage the Mormon community to do the same. I don't know why Michael Medved would like to defend the negative portrayal of one community but encourage the negative portrayal of another.
It has to do with truth.
It has nothing to do with truth. It has to do with bias.
All right. Rabia Ahmed, Michael Medved, Joe Wright, we appreciate all of your time, your insights as well. Thanks again.
Thank you.
And thank you.
And there you go. The table now is set really for you to weigh in. What do you think? Do you think Hollywood smears religion? Go to CNN.com/Prime News, our website, then click on the link to email us your thoughts. Can't wait to hear from you on that.
Yeah, those are going to be some great emails. And you said the Mormon Church has no comment whatsoever on this movie.
Not yet. Again, the movie comes out August 24th. We'll see if they have a comment at that time.
All right, Mike, thanks.